Hi guys, what's up? Tori here. So I'm here to do my 34-week pregnancy update video. I am 34 weeks and 3 days today. Today would be Tuesday, November 3, Election Day. We won't go into that, but just so happens to be what day it is. But yes, and so I'm gonna just go ahead and jump right into all the updates that I have. So first we'll just do the basic updates on baby according to my Ovia pregnancy app. So baby is probably measuring in at around 18 inches or around the size of a Savoy cabbage, which I just kind of think of the normal head of cabbage that you see in a grocery store, which, good size baby. And according to my app, she should be coming in at around 5 pounds. I would guess that she is most likely probably more around 4.5 pounds right now. Because my baby is running small. I actually go to maternal fetal medicine this coming Thursday again for another growth ultrasound, so we'll know for sure exactly how big she is then. But just kind of to throw that out there, that's mostly that because my baby's running small, most likely she's not running in at about 5 pounds. She's probably running in a little smaller than that, actually. And then development-wise, at this point, her lung, brains, and central nervous system are rapidly developing still, and all but the lungs are at the final stage of development in the womb. So really overall, like, most of that stuff doesn't have much more developing to go yet, just like little bit to go, and she's like completely ready. She is also currently using my immune system to help build her immune system. And then the vernix, that like slippery stuff that covers her body that'll help her come out in delivery, is now completely covering her body and getting her ready for delivery. And she is peeing up to a pint a day and is preparing her meconium for her first poop for after she is born. So that is everything with baby. And then for me, all updates with me, just kind of like symptom wise, I've definitely noticed like a slightly decreased appetite, like not anything crazy. It's not like I'm not eating or anything like that. It's just more like I lately just have it where I just haven't really been feeling like starving hungry really ever. Like I feel pretty much content most of the time, and I definitely notice really fast, like if I'm even eating just a hair too much, like it hits so fast, so hard, like more than it normally would since my weight loss surgery. And it's like almost like an immediate like, oh, I don't feel good, I need to stop or I'm gonna throw up kind of feeling, like almost. So, and I'm sure it's probably because not only is my weight loss surgery a factor, but also because she's getting bigger and she's taking up more room in there and all of that too. So it's probably pushing on my stomach and just making it harder for me to take stuff in too from that standpoint. But yeah, so I definitely have noticed that. And I actually even had one morning last week, towards the end of the week, where I actually had it where I actually felt a little bit nauseous in the morning. Like it was very odd. Like I honestly had a brief moment where I thought I actually was gonna throw up, and then it was kind of like that feeling kind of hit, but then it went away super fast. It was kind of weird. Like I haven't had really any of that in a long time, but I had that once last week and it was definitely kind of odd. And I also had it like where I went to try a new thing to use as like my protein shake in the morning, and I just had like a couple like licks to like kind of taste it after I had made it. Like I had like I mixed it in the blender, but then I also used a spatula just to kind of stir around the outside edges of the blender and stuff to make sure like I had gotten everything. And I went to like lick it just to taste it, and just like licking the spatula, like getting that off of there, like it immediately just was like, ugh, I did not like want to sit right at all. It didn't feel good. And I ended up not even attempting to really drink it because I'm afraid now if I try to drink it, like it's going to just come back up. So like I found that kind of odd. And again, it could be like my weight loss surgery playing in a factor, pregnancy and pregnancy hormones playing in a factor, and just the fact that she's getting bigger, taking up more room in my stomach, that kind of thing. So yeah, and then the other thing I definitely noticed is I am definitely very achy lately, especially in like my back, my lower back, and my hips and butt area. Like those ache all the time, and my lower back will hurt very easily a lot. Um, Noticed a ton of that. And I've also noticed that like I definitely think she has like times where she sits much lower and stuff too, because like I definitely feel a lot of pressure like down in my lower abdomen quite frequently, or sometimes like it'll almost feel like she's kind of like kicking or pushing down like by my cervix too, and like because I'll feel like a lot of pressure just down there in general on occasion. um I'm not like feeling like any contractions or anything like that, or like any like of those like, you know, labor signs or body preparing to have baby signs kind of thing. Like I'm not feeling any of that, but just kind of, it's almost just like feeling heavier, and like things are just more down there, and just getting to that stage. She's growing more, I'm sure. I've noticed a lot of that, definitely. Which also makes me have to pee even more. That's definitely a thing. And then also just definitely noticed, like, I mean, I'm still tired all the time. Like, that's kind of been like the main thing throughout my entire pregnancy is tiredness. And then also, but like too, I've lately, especially like in the last like week or so, I've definitely noticed myself just being a lot more like hormonal and emotional. Like I will literally go from being completely happy and fine to suddenly like I just feel like I'm gonna bust into tears and start crying, and I'm like not even entirely sure why. Like, and like then I'll have moments where I'll just be like really super easily irritated and annoyed, and like I go like so back and forth. It's kind of crazy, but I've definitely noticed that too, which, you know, again, all has to do with pregnancy, but I've been noticing that more. But yeah, those I would say are the main things. Definitely still having it where I get some indigestion once in a while too. Still have my varicose veins. They actually like are so noticeable. Like honestly, like it's a good thing that I wear like long pants pretty much all the time now, and I try to keep my compression socks on. I actually have them on right now. I try to wear those as much as I can too, just to try and help them. But I mean, they don't hurt me or bother me or anything, but they're just definitely like you can see them and they're noticeable. I have not had as much issues with actual like cramping though, I've noticed, which is good. Like I'll have it every once in a great while yet, but not near as bad as it was for a little bit there. So that's kind of died away and gone away. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I've noticed with me pregnancy wise. So now I'm just gonna go into some other kind of like random updates. For one, I've had a couple more NSTs and they were good. Yesterday's NST ended up being kind of long because little miss was like, it made me nervous, and I kept asking the nurse like, is she okay, is she okay? But the nurse like reassured me like she is just like, I ended up being on the monitor for long. Normally I'm only on for like 20 minutes, and I was on for like an hour because she basically pretty much was sleeping. Like she was in a resting mode, and like her heart rate was kind of just staying in that like resting heart rate zone where it was like in the 130s, sometimes would kind of bounce into the 140s. And it was just kind of staying there, and like she wasn't like kicking and moving a super ton. Which is like when the nurse was like, she brought in a bottle of water for me. I was like, here, drink water, let's get baby, you know, awake and moving. So I was like, okay, like, you know, and like it was like making me nervous. Like, okay, is something wrong? Like, is that why she's not moving? Is that why her heart rate's like just kind of staying like this? Like, and I kept asking her, like, is something wrong? Like, is she okay? And she's like, oh no, everything's fine. After the 20 minutes, she took the paper off and went and showed it to the doctor, and the doctor was like, and she came back and she's like, yeah, the doctor wants you to stay on longer. We want to get baby awake and moving more. And I was like, well, is she okay? And she's like, yeah, again, she's like, yep, she's okay. Just, she's sleeping. We want to be able to kind of see more of those fluctuations, the normal fluctuations in heartbeat. Like we want her to be awake and like have an awake heartbeat on her and stuff. And so she had me roll onto my side, and then she made me, after I had already drinking an entire ice cold bottle of water, she made me drink a can of apple juice, which it was a really nasty brand of apple juice. I did not enjoy it. And she made me eat some peanut butter crackers too on top of that, and I was not even hungry, so then it just made me feel like full and bloated and gross. Like, made me totally not feel good, which sucked. But did what I had to do, and after like all that, after like turning on my side, having the apple juice and having some crackers, it finally made her wake up, and then her heartbeat was like fluctuating all over from like 130s to 140s, 150s, like even in the 160s, and she kicked a whole bunch more. and was moving a whole bunch more, so she definitely just kind of needed to be woken up. And then she took the paper and brought it to the doctor again. It took her a little while to come back, which made me nervous again. But then when she came back, she was like, "I'm so sorry. He was in the middle. He was seeing another patient, so I had to wait for him to get done with seeing that patient. But everything looks good. He said he's totally fine with it. He just wanted her to wake up." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So really, she was totally fine and is totally fine. She just happened to be sleeping and being a pain in my tush yesterday during the NST. So once we got her awake, she was all good and everything's fine. I mean, she was all good and fine anyway before then. It's not like they were like concerned about her. They just wanted her to be awake so they could see those fluctuations in heart rate that they want to see. So yeah, but otherwise my NSTs have been great. Typically she is always moving a super ton, like even trying to kick the monitors away and stuff. So that's all been good. Like I said, I go to maternal fetal medicine again this Thursday for another growth ultrasound check on her, and I'll talk to the doctors there too. I would suspect there maybe is a possibility we could even be scheduling my induction day, because last time I was told they would want to induce me anywhere between 37 and 38 weeks. And I will be 34 weeks and 5 days on Thursday, so technically only a couple of days away from being 35 weeks. So like that's really pretty close, and like technically speaking, like I mean from this moment right now it's 3 to 4 weeks away until I have her, but you know by that point it'll be getting closer to more like 2 to 3 weeks away before we'll be having her and welcoming her into this world. So I don't know, I suspect that there is a chance we could be scheduling my actual induction day, but I don't know that for sure. I mean, we might not too. Who knows? I suspect we might be, but I don't know. We'll see, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated in my next video. I will make sure to update all that. And also, if you're not following me on Instagram, definitely go follow me on Instagram. I always put the link in the description. And follow, because I usually post things like immediately on Instagram as soon as I find things out, just to try to keep people updated too. And all of that. So definitely, if you aren't following me on Instagram, go follow me there, because you'll get the update faster than you will on here, because I only put a video up about once a week here. So yeah, that's pretty much everything with that. And then the last thing I want to update on is I had my baby shower that was thrown by my family, my mom's side of the family, this past Sunday, and it ended up being really nice. It was a really small bunch, just because, you know, people with COVID, they don't want to be in a big crowd and stuff, and we tried to Zoom, but a couple of my family members were having trouble getting on Zoom, so we ended up not even using the whole Zoom thing at all. But it was still really nice and really fun and really great just to celebrate with the few people that were there, and just talk and laugh and have a good time, and just have a time filled with total joy and fun. And like I said, it was for me, and then also for my cousin Stephanie, who was expecting her first baby as well. So it was a combined shower, and it was so great, so much fun. There was so much joy. I got a lot of great things, a lot of things I really needed. Like I now have a like high chair that it actually attaches to one of our dining room chairs. I got one of those. I have our car seat, and I have like our car seat and an extra base too. So I actually installed one base into my car already and one into Matt's truck already, and we have the infant carrier car seat, and my aunt actually got it for us as a travel system. So we have the stroller too. I now have a diaper pal, which is sitting over here. I have a baby monitor, and I got a bunch of other like little things too, and I have things pretty much put away. There's a few things I have to put away yet, but definitely getting much more ready for baby. The nursery is almost pretty much complete. I have some things to like finish putting up and putting away and stuff, and once that is all done and I have things pretty much the way I want them contently in here, I will definitely do a little nursery tour just to show you guys the nursery and kind of what things look like and how the setup is in here, fully in here. And I can also probably take you and show you some of the other things that I have set up in other places of the house, just to kind of show you like where baby's items are and all of that. So that should be coming real soon, having an actual nursery tour for you guys. So yes, that would pretty much be everything then. There's not really anything else I can think of to put in this video, so I'm going to go ahead now and just show you my 34-week belly baby bump. Go ahead and back you guys up a little bit here. I'm sorry, like it's actually dark outside now. It's even though it's only like 6:18, the time change happened, you know, but So here is with the shirt down, so facing forward, facing to this side, and facing to this side, and then with the shirt up, facing forward. I've also mentioned too, like lately around my belly button, like especially like it's been a little tender, so like I think the fact that my like reconstructed belly button is like stretching is like, whew, like I've just noticed it being a little bit tender around my belly button area lately. Like not like super bad or painful or anything, but just I've noticed a tiny bit of that. But pretty much just continues to stretch. No popping. I don't think it is gonna pop, but so that my belly facing forward, my belly facing to this side, and then my belly facing to this side. So yeah, definitely growing. We're definitely like full on firm. Like there's like no jiggle or nothing to it. It's just all around full on baby bump now. So that is everything. That's my bump. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.